SmackDown starts off with Bianca Belair. She makes her return from being back from her injury. She still is wearing the little wrap around her finger, so we don't know when she's going to perform, when she's going to perform in the ring. But the fact that she's back on television, I'm assuming that she's going to be back soon and performing very soon. She ends up cutting a promo, basically mentioning because this was in her hometown in Knoxville. She was basically happy to be back, happy to be in front of the fans. Her missing, missing being out there performing in front of the fans or whatever. Then you get Naomi. She interrupts and she basically wants Bianca's forgiveness. How she's constantly trying to contact Bianca Belair, but Bianca's not picking up her phone. Bianca not trying to talk to her. She even mentioned that she even went to her house, went to her parents' house, and even broke into her parents' house, which I thought was hilarious because I ended up seeing the tweet like days before she mentioned this on SmackDown. So the fact that she actually mentioned this on SmackDown was hilarious to me. She ends up mentioning Bianca's family and all that. Then Bianca responds back, ends up, saying that if she ever comes close to her family again, she'll do Naomi worse than Naomi did to Jade. Naomi responds back, ends up saying that basically that would be a big mistake, and she ends up threatening Bianca Belair. Then you get Jade Cargill comes out, and this ends up basically leading into the triple threat match, qualifying match for Money in the Bank. This was a great segment. It got ruined once Jade came out because WWE does the typical WWE thing, the repetitive booking, which is Jade Cargill basically destroys Naomi like they've been doing since Elimination Chamber. Look, I understand Jade Cargill is the more dominant force, but come on. This is one of my biggest problems with WWE in general. Every time a person turns heel, they get nerfed. I don't understand why. Like Naomi used to be booked strong as a babyface. She was booked incredibly strong, but for whatever reason, now that she's a heel, she's booked so weak. I don't understand. I get it. Jade is the dominant force. I understand that, but really though, like every time, like just every time she just gets destroyed by Jade Cargill. But the segment was great. It was a great segment, which I've been saying they need more promos, these three in general, to build up this feud if you're going to continue it. These three getting more promo work is just great. But it leads to the triple threat match, qualifying match for Money in the Bank. Jade, Naomi, and Nia Jax. Towards the end of the match, Nia Jax goes for the Annihilator, and she had Naomi stacked on top of Jade. Naomi ended up moving out the way while Nia goes for the Annihilator. She ends up hitting the move on Jade Cargill. This allowed Naomi to end up getting a roll-up pin on Nia Jax, picking up the victory. Thank God that Naomi won because I had a fear that Jade was going to be in the match. Jade does not need to be in the match. Glad that Naomi won. She's one of the favorites, if not the favorite for the women to win Money in the Bank. So hopefully hey, if it ain't Roxanne Perez, I'm happy with Naomi winning it. So I'm cool with that. So this should be very interesting to see how this plays out. It will be the best choice to have Naomi win. Naomi can win, cash in on Tiffany, and then you can have Bianca and Jade kind of chase after Naomi and all that. And this could low key lead, if they build this right, this could lead into a triple threat at WrestleMania. Like, if they really want to build this and stretch this out, this could lead into a triple threat at Mania. Like, and you could easily have Bianca or Jade win at Mania, depending on how you want to do that, who's going to be the babyface in that situation. But this could lead into a triple threat match at Mania. I don't know if they're going to stretch it out that far, but knowing Triple H booking, he probably would do that, to be fair, because he if he has a hot storyline, he's going to stretch it out, which I do think you should, long as it doesn't get boring. So I'm interested to see how this plays out, and we'll see where this goes. Afterwards, we end up getting the Street Profits. They was basically, talk about them being tag team champions, talked about everyone in the division coming after them. Then you get Fraction, they come out. They basically end up saying that they deserve a rematch because the Street Profits never actually beat them due to what happened last week with the Y6 interfering. Then you end up getting basically every other tag team come out. You end up getting Motor City Machine Guns, you end up getting DIY, they all come out, basically discussing the reasonings why they deserve the next shot at the tag team titles. Then the lights come out, you get the Y6, they attacked everyone, and they stand tall. Okay, I'm not really feeling this, mainly because I don't understand the purpose of this. Because the whole Y6 thing, when they first came to WWE, was about going after people who betrayed their family. Are we just going away from that now? Because I don't mind if they do, but they could at least explain why. And number two, how is this going to work? Because they have like four dudes in this faction. They have Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas. They have they have Rowan, and then they have Joe Gacy and Dexter. They have four dudes. who's going to be in that tag team? Like, are they going to interchange depending on the matchup? Is it just going to be Joe Gacy and like, who's going to be the actual tag team? Now, I'm assuming they're going to build this up, of course, but that's my main concern with this. Like, who's going to be the tag team? Are they going to interchange this? Like, how is this going to work? I don't mind them being in a tag team division. I don't mind that. It's just more so the reasoning behind this just doesn't make sense and just left unexplained, in my opinion. We'll see where this goes, but I'm liking the Street Profits as tag team champions. And if they are going to put the titles on the Wyatts, can this be like a build? Do not put it on them like in the next month or two. Build this up for a bit. Okay, have them struggle to a degree. Do not just have them dominate everyone and then put the titles on them. And that's just me personally, but we'll see where this goes. Maybe it'll be interesting, but my stock in the Wyatts is at an all-time low due to the terrible booking. I like the people in the faction, especially Joe Gacy. I think he's very underrated, but due to the booking, I'm just not that excited about it. So we'll see how this plays out, but I don't have high hopes for it. Now we end up getting Selena Vega versus Alba Fire, and oh my god, man, we need to end this feud. End this feud immediately. I am so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Selena Vega, of course, wins this match. This match really got started because Chelsea Green does her Karen impression, basically complaining about the match that happened at Saturday Night's main event, and basically wanted Selena to be stripped of her title. Nick Aldis, of course, wasn't going to do that, so the next best option was Alba having a match against her. The same thing that happened at Saturday Night's main event, where Selena Vega basically took on 3 women at one time. The same thing happened here. She basically overcame the odds and was able to win even though they cheated, which I hate because this also doesn't make sense because Meechin and B-Fab was having a friendship with Selena, saying that they was going to help her, even the odds against the Secret Harvest. But Selena Vega never needed Meechin and B-Fab, so it was no point of doing that. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, why? Like, why? Now, it looks like they are teasing Julia and Selena Vega because Julia did approach Selena talking about going after that championship. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not excited for that because Julia isn't that great of a storyteller. So who knows? Maybe they'll be better than I expected. But Julia, in my opinion, wasn't that impressive in NXT. I'm hoping she could prove me wrong, but I'm not seeing how, especially with their booking. So we'll see how this plays out. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not that excited for this rivalry that they're about to do with Julia. So, but we'll see how this plays out. We're going to begin Damian Priest. He cuts a promo. It was very short. He just basically mentions Drew McIntyre, mentioned the match they had at Saturday Night's main event, mentioned their whole feud and all that. Then he ends up mentioning what's next for him, and he basically addressed that he's going after the United States Championship, which I think it's a great option. Might be the only option due to, LA Knight going, to Money in the Bank, potentially winning it. And then you have Drew McIntyre going off doing his thing. There's really no one else to really face Jacob Fatu unless he faces Andrade or Carmelo Hayes. So this is really the next best option. The Damian Priest and Jacob Fatu feud, I think, can really work. I think they can have great chemistry on the microphone. I think this could be great. And plus, he gave respect to Jacob Fatu. So I don't think this is going to be like a heated rivalry. I think it's going to be a rivalry where it's going to be intense, but they're going to have respect for each other. So I like this. I like the idea. Can't wait to see how that plays out. And the match should be an absolute banger. I think Damian Priest is one of the most underrated in-ring performers in the WWE. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. We end up getting the men's qualifying Money in the Bank match. Jacob Fatu, Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. And this match, oh my God. I'm going to be honest. The crowd, Knoxville, Tennessee, was terrible. I rarely complain about crowds, but man, this crowd sucked. Like, this crowd was garbage. But this match really annoyed me. Okay, so they did the typical Bloodline thing where Solo interferes in the match trying to help Jacob. This match went completely left field because Andrade was the one that won the match, which I don't understand why. Why is Andrade winning? Andrade doesn't even get TV time. So I don't get it. I don't understand. This is why I said I lost faith in Carmelo Hayes, because why is Carmelo Hayes not in Money in the Bank? I don't care if he wasn't going to win. That's not the point. But why is Andrade getting this spot? Andrade can even, at least Melo gets TV time. Andrade doesn't even get TV time consistently. But you gave it to him, but not Melo. I don't understand. I get why Jacob lost. That makes sense. You're progressing the story of the Bloodline. I get that. Because they end up having a segment where Jacob basically told Solo that he doesn't want his help. And I know they're doing the story with Melo and Miz because before the match, Melo was basically telling Miz that he doesn't need the Miz to do the things that he's doing. He got her on his own due to his talent, and the Miz gave him basically like a he basically faked the smile. Like he was smiling, but he was faking it. So it looks like they're. I know eventually this is going to lead into a feud, but why I don't understand it. I don't get the thought process. I don't. It's not like Andrade is like a high flyer. This would have made more sense if this was like Ray Phoenix that won, because I can understand wanting a high flyer in the match, but Andrade isn't that. So I don't get it. I don't understand. But this is why I said I gave up on Melo's booking. This is year two. It's not like this is year two of Melo being on the main roster. This is like, or a year and a half ish. Like, come on. Like at this point, it's like if he ain't getting pushed, he's never getting pushed at this point. Then we get the main event, which was terrible. Because it starts off with Cody Rhodes just rambling for about 10 minutes. Then he does the typical Cody Rhodes thing where he rambles for 10 minutes. Then he finally gets to the point to introduce Jey Uso for whatever reason. Jey Uso comes out, has a 10-minute entrance. You know how his entrances are. Then you end up getting John Cena. He ends up rambling as well, but his was a lot shorter, thank God. Then you get Logan Paul, who also ran. This did nothing. I'm just going to be honest. It was just four guys just rambling, and then it leads to a predictable brawl that we always get, which is the baby faces overthrows the heels like they always do. And that's it. This show is trash. I'm just gonna be. I tried to say mid, but no. This outside the beginning of the show, that was the only good thing. The matches sucked. The crowds. This show is terrible. I'm just gonna be honest. The only thing worth watching is Bianca and Naomi. That's it. If you don't watch, if that's the only thing you need to watch, that's the only thing. Everything else, just watch the highlights. But overall, this show sucked. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.